Sleepy town settled for the night, where every lawn is tailored just right. And it's about time that the back porch light comes on. At that house down the street, at that house on Magnolia Street.
Good morning.
Good morrow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're alive.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Debatable.
Do you remember Y2K?
Yeah.
Everybody buying jugs of water. Our computers were going to explode because they couldn't handle the 00.
Right?
What a time.
Metallic clothing and inflatable chairs.
That is so funny that you fucking say that. Last night, Aaron and I were watching Always Sunny. There's a new season out, and the guys go into this inflatable furniture business. And I asked him that. I said, did you ever have inflatable furniture? And he said, no, because he's a little younger than me.
Yeah.
I was telling him about my blue inflatable chair that you would just get stuck to, you know, because you're all fucking sweaty. He's like, what do you mean you got stuck to it? Like, kind of like when you sit on a leather couch and it's hot.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I got it like right before Christmas or something, and I would always wake up before my parents were up for Christmas Day, and I had it downstairs. I woke up at like 4 a.m, and I went downstairs and sat on my chair, and I kind of fell back asleep, and then when I woke up, it was on the ground, deflated.
Deflated? I thought you were going to say it was so loud because you got stuck to it, like squeaky, that you woke them up and then they like caught you trying to open presents.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the inflatable chairs.
All right. How was your New Year's?
It was very low key. It was good. One of us was hungover yesterday, and it was not me. And we had a nice time. We just listened to good music, and you looked like you were having fun too with your family.
Yeah, we played Cards Against Humanity most of the night.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was fun. I feel like New Year's was like 5 years long.
This holiday season was 5 years long.
Yeah, didn't it feel like it dragged?
Yes. Well, because also we do our episodes. We have like a double holiday because we're trying to be in the holiday spirit ahead of time when we do the episode.
Right.
So it just feels so long.
Yeah.
So glad it's over.
Oh, look at my shirt.
Is that your Practical Magic shirt?
It's the one that Joseph had, right? Wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
My mom got it for me for Christmas.
I love it.
On Amazon.com.
That's adorable. Is it light blue or is it white?
Yeah, it's blue.
Oh, that's
Light blue.
cute.
They had other colors, but the other colors were kind of cheese, so.
What is on it? Show me your shirt.
Toad, the house.
We got the house.
The skull
Oh,
ring.
the skull ring.
The margarita.
With the lime.
Yes, there's a lime. And there's, I guess that's sprigs of rosemary. Let's see. We got chocolate cake,
Nice. Teacup?
teacups, spell jars. One says belladonna, one says rosemary. It's got wording all over, but it's hard to see upside down.
And it's in like cursive.
Yeah. See, what's on my boob? The Death Watch beetle's on my boob.
Beetle on your boob.
Beetle on my boob. And the star, the whipped cream star.
I love the star. That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's got roses. And of course the house. And some lavender. But yeah, that's my shirt.
I love it. Good job, Mom. That's a good gift.
I wasn't going to put this on today. It's like 32 degrees outside.
It's cold, man.
It's cold, but I'll just, pop a sweater over it and call it a day.
It looks very cute.
Yeah, I was excited to put it on. I didn't even wash it yet. I was just like, yeah, it's fine.
You wash yourself after anyway, so you'll be fine.
I took a nice bath last night.
Yeah?
Took a nice bath. You know what I started reading last night in my bath?
What?
The Grimoire Girl book by Hillary.
Oh, how is it?
I've only read like the first like 3 or 4 chapters. It's a lot of the stuff she talked about in her interview. So it's like, oh, I already knew this stuff. But there's a couple stories that I've read that I'm like, oh, okay, this is new information. She talks about why she started the Grimoire and like, she wants something to pass on to her children, something that'll outlast
Cute,
her.
okay.
And then the chapter where she talks about naming your home, I'm like, ooh, I want to do that.
You should do that and paint your own sign. That'd be cool.
Guess what I got for Christmas?
What?
I got a wood burning kit.
Shut up.
With blocks of wood and a wood burning tool and stencils.
That's great. Oh, time to start making a list.
So yeah, so I gotta think of some
House
names. I have some contenders in mind.
Okay. I'll be eager to hear your list when you're ready to share it.
Yeah, so it's a cute book. Can't wait to finish reading it. I kind of want to take another bath.
That's a great way to start your new year with some pampering and little not self-indulgence, self-care.
Self-care, yeah, definitely lacking that. So I just soaked in there for like an hour or two, and then after my bath, I slattered myself in body oil, lemongrass body oil from Trader Joe's. Best thing ever, because I'm so dry. My skin is so dry.
It is dry as hell.
And then I made myself a big cup of chamomile tea with a little milk and honey and some cinnamon. And I just sat there. And then I went back into our notes and I have some new theories about our topic today. How about that segue?
Okay. Tell me your theories. Let's get into today.
All right. So first of all, hey, witch, hey, Happy New Year.
Okay. Happy New Year.
Happy New
my
Year.
love.
I can't wait to make more music with you this year.
I know.
We got to get into that.
I'm excited.
Get it done. All right, so let me open my notes. So for all of you guys who are tuning in today, we are talking about Tiger's Eye,
Yes.
right? The crystal that we know Gillian wears in the movie. And I remember the scene, like, you know, growing up, oh, my tiger's eye, I can't leave without my tiger's eye, blood on the moon. But I never noticed that she actually wore this pendant.
Okay.
Until like years later, until my friend Heather, a couple years ago, she's like, I got the tiger's eye replica from Practical Magic, the one that Gillian wears in the movie. And I'm like,
You're like, the what?
I'm like, what do you mean Gillian wears it in the movie? She's like, yeah, she wears it in the movie. It took me like, what, 20 something years to put two and two together that the tiger's eye that she's talking about that she lost during Blood on the Moon when trying to leave, it's the same one that it's like the pendant that she's wearing earlier on in the film. I never noticed that. And it's huge. It's a huge chunk of like, this thing is like 3 inches long. Right?
It is huge. And it's not just tiger's eye. Are we going to talk about what's on the other side at all?
Yeah, there's a replica. A person on Etsy recreates these. So we're going to talk about that a little later on.
Nice.
It is
It is chunky. It's a big piece. It's a statement piece.
It is a statement piece. It is. It's beautiful, but this thing is probably so heavy to wear around your neck.
Yeah. I wonder if she would use it as a pendulum.
You could. Yeah, it's got a pointed end.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Interesting. All right. And we don't see it much, just in between point A and point B, but the rest of the movie we don't see it, right?
We're gonna get into it. Did you look at my theory already?
I kind of breezed by it because I like being surprised.
All right. So did you actually notice that it wasn't in the rest of the film, or was that something new that you...
I just think I was looking at the fashion and think she's just so beautiful, and she's got like a swan neck, so I never noticed her wearing it the rest of the...
All right, so the first time that we see Gillian wearing her tiger's eye pendant is at 13 minutes and 15 seconds around that time, during the pool scene, where we can also see Jimmy. I find it interesting that we meet our famed tiger's eye and our favorite fuckboy Jimmy Angelov in the same scene, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Okay.
I'll explain why in a second. I put some screenshots here, so if you guys check out our show notes, you guys can see, you know, the scenes that we're talking about. We also see the tiger's eye pendant on Gillian in the hallway at the pool party, kind of like an extension of that same scene. She's like, you know, going down the hallway, and it's kind of dark. She's kind of in the shadows, so you kind of have to really look. But then when she gets to the end of the hallway, when Jimmy like caresses her face, you can see it like pretty front and center that she's wearing this tiger's eye pendant.
Same outfit.
Yeah, so same outfit, same day, same pool party. Yeah, she's wearing that tiger's eye. But then we don't see the tiger's eye again for about 20 minutes into the film, because that's Gillian's scene. It's quick, it's short, and then it goes back to Sally's whole life. But we don't really see Gillian until that scene where Sally is looking at her palm. She's touching her scar, and she's like, Gillian, right? And then Gillian is doing the same thing from 3,000 miles away, wherever she is, at Jimmy's house, wherever they are. We think Arizona, right? She's laying in bed with Jimmy, and she's touching her scar, and she's saying Sally, and we could see it on her. It's visible on her. It's a very quick shot, but you could see it as she's laying there that she does have the pendant on. Yeah, so she's laying in bed with Jimmy, and right before she goes into the bathroom to put the belladonna in the tequila bottle so that she can, quote, astral project to Sally, is what we think, right?
Can you see it in that scene when she's sitting in the bathroom too?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it while she's sitting on the toilet. She's putting that belladonna. And that's what we think. That's the running theory anyway. If you guys listen to, I don't even remember what episode that was. Was it the Blood on the Moon? I don't remember what episode we talked about.
I think it was the Gillian episode.
Was it the Gillian episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've touched on that whole theory in a few different episodes, but our theory, guys, is that when she goes into the bathroom to put the belladonna in the bottle, she astral projects to Sally, right? Because she takes a moment to center herself in front of that mirror, and she kind of takes a breath, and then it cuts to the very vibrant and surrealistic scene of her driving to Sally in one night, mind you, from Arizona to Massachusetts. Not possible.
Time is passing outside, but in her car, in her mind, it's probably the blink of an eye.
Yes. So when the scene changes to Gillian in the car, quote, driving to Sally, we think she's astral projecting. It's uncertain whether or not Gillian has a tiger's eye necklace on at this point. She's wearing a very heavy leather jacket. Her long hair is covering her neckline, and it's also super dark in her car at some point. So there's a lot obscuring her to see if she was in fact wearing that necklace at that point. Because if it was the same night, she would be wearing that necklace. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that we can't see the tiger's eye in this scene, as well as the entire scene where she is visiting Sally, because also everything is obscured. Her hair is in front of her neck the entire time. She's wearing her heavy jacket. She's wearing pajamas. Like,
Okay.
she's laying in front of the fire, and her hair is over her neckline in front of the fire. The entire scene. I combed the entire scene, and you can't even see her. You can't even see her neckline. So I'm like, I can't tell if she's wearing this necklace at all in either the driving scene or the scene where she's with Sally.
Interesting.
So it may have been a conscious decision on the writer's part. And here's why I think so. So if this scene was in fact an astral projection and she is not really physically present there with Sally, she may not need her tiger's eye because it's not real life and she doesn't have to protect herself from the dangers of the real world.
Is this real life?
Is this real
I
life?
think that, okay, I'm with you. She needs to protect her physical body. She needs that to stay behind and protect the physical.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Also, she's with her sister in her childhood home. And although this is a place where she had many gripes with growing up and like she's felt ostracized in that neighborhood, like this is still her childhood home. She probably feels safe there. And maybe she doesn't necessarily feel like she has to wear that kind of protection because that's a chunk of protection on her neck, right? That thing is huge.
Yes. She's got to travel light.
Exactly. So again, this entire scene visiting Sally, her neckline is obscured by heavier clothing and her hair in a way so that it's impossible to say whether or not she was wearing it here. But I'm willing to bet that it wasn't specified on purpose because perhaps this really is actually just an astral projection. And maybe that was the creative director's way of hinting that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to say it up front or in the forefront, but maybe it was a sneaky way of distinguishing reality from a more psychic, spiritual plane.
Oh, like Inception again.
Yeah.
With the top, he spins the top to know if he's dreaming or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe it could, because we can't see it, maybe that's just a sneaky way of saying this is not real. This is an astral space. This isn't the physical plane.
Griffin Dunn, you've done it again.
You've done it again. We need to send him a t-shirt that says you DUNNE it again.
You done it again. How do we get his mailing address?
Oh god, can we send him that, please?
I love that.
Yeah. But like maybe it wasn't unconscious, maybe it was just an accident. But to me, of course, I've got to read into things.
Yes.
So I'm like, that must mean something. That it's like it's seen in this scene, but not in this scene, and it's supposed to be the same night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Who knows?
And the only time we are ever actually seeing Gillian wearing this tiger's eye is when she is with Jimmy, including the very first scene that she was with him, the pool scene.
Mm-hmm.
To us, the audience, it appears as if this is the first time that they are meeting because this is the first time that she's introducing him to us. So we get that impression that this is the first time she's meeting him. However, I'm willing to bet that they've met before this pool party. Maybe they've been fooling around for a while because she is already armed with that tiger's eye from the moment that we meet Jimmy.
Right.
So it's like she knew what she was dealing with because if you remember, she does tell Sally in that scene when she visits her in the astral projection and sitting in front of the fire, she goes, he's strong. He can survive the curse. So it was like she knew what she was dealing with and she knew that she would have to wear that source of protection to keep his powers at bay.
Yeah.
So she only wears it when she's with him.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to my next theory. So the next time we see Gillian is in that seedy motel, right? So we see her in the astral projection scene when she's visiting Sally. She leaves, her head indentation is on the pillow. We know she was there in some shape or form, spiritual, physical, we don't know. But that's the last time we actually see Gillian until she calls her sister to come save her at the motel. She calls Sally to come get her because her and Jimmy had gotten into a fight and he had hit her. When they're trying to leave, when Sally comes to get her, Gillian won't leave yet because she sees the blood on the moon and then she's like, I need to find my tiger's eye. My tiger's eye. I can't leave without my tiger's eye.
It's probably in the bag, Gillian.
Which means she most likely did not have it on when Jimmy hit her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And if this is her reaction to being hit is to call her sister to get out, then that does lead me to believe maybe he was, that kind of drunk that like hits the wall behind your head or like grabs you by the arm. But this is the first time he's probably hit her. And she's like, I'm out. I gotta go.
Yeah. So because she didn't have it on to protect her from his wrath, things had escalated to the point of violence that Gillian had always feared, which resulted in him hitting her.
Mhm.
So she always had this, chunk of protection around her neck, around him, and things seemed all fine and dandy in the scenes when she had this thing around her neck. Who's to say that, something happened and he got it from her in order to gain that control over her. So I have a question for you.
I have a question for you too.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go first?
I want to know, okay, so her reasoning why he hit her is because they were getting donuts and she corrected him.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts is 24 hours?
Most of them.
Okay, so they were getting donuts.
On the Jersey Turnpike, we think.
He hits her, and it's nighttime then. She's in a hotel crying.
Yeah.
So do you think, how much time passed? Did he hit her and they went right back to the hotel and it got worse and he left? And she stayed there, called her sister?
That's what's fuzzy. So,
Okay.
yeah. So my question for you, do you think Jimmy was starting to figure out why she wore the tiger's eye and then took it away from her to gain more control and power over her? Because let's think about this fight at Dunkin' Donuts. If he was able to hit her in public and get away with it, do we think that the tiger's eye was hanging from the car rearview mirror the whole time? Like, how does a tiger's eye end up around that rearview mirror? Right? Like, I feel like the fact that she didn't even know where her tiger's eye was.
She's probably not the one who took it off. I don't think she would take that off.
Right. It's probably because Jimmy had taken it. He put it around the rearview mirror. Probably in the course of their fight, she stayed in the hotel room. He disappears. She didn't even know where he went, right?
Right.
So he probably took her tiger's eye and hung it around the rearview mirror to lure her. I don't think she left it around the rearview mirror by accident and just forgot that she left it there.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
I think he took it to fuck with her and then use it as bait because he knew how much it meant to her and also knew that if she got it back, he'd be under her spell again and wouldn't be able to maintain that control over her because it was kind of repelling him in a sense. It was keeping those powers at bay that she was telling Sally, like, he's so much stronger than the curse. He's strong. Like,
She wouldn't leave without it. He probably knew that.
right, exactly.
If she was going to try to bolt, she'd probably come looking for that first.
Right.
And he'd be waiting.
And he knew that. So I think he put it around that rearview mirror.
Yep.
And I think he had it the whole time, maybe before they even stepped foot in that Dunkin' Donuts, because she wasn't able to protect him at that point. He was beating her in public. So I don't think she had that on. I don't think she had that on during the Dunkin' Donuts fight, if we really think about it.
No.
That's my theory. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the Blood on the Moon episode. But when you were going down this rabbit hole, I just love when you're telling the story of the scene when, like, he finally snaps and Sally jumps in the back and you go like, and she's punching him, and then his hand falls.
And then we see that Dunkin' Donuts wrapper.
I just love that, like, how you told that story. It was really funny to me. Punching him.
Yeah. Also, let's think about what happened when she grabbed it from the rearview mirror after finding it.
Okay.
He grabs her into the back seat before she could even put it on, right? And as a result, this situation also escalates. So who knows what would have happened if she were actually able to put that back on before he could have grabbed her, right? Maybe things wouldn't have escalated. Maybe Sally would have been able to de-escalate the situation and they would have to go home. And Jimmy would have been able to, go fuck off and play pool at some random bar. Yeah.
Again, check your back seats. Don't linger. Get in and out.
Check your back seats. Don't leave your tiger's eye in your rearview mirrors. So this is the last time we ever see this tiger's eye pendant though, right? Gillian never puts it back on in the car scene.
Interesting.
It looks like she might have possibly dropped it in the scuffle when he pulls her into the back seat, but it's unclear. It's hard to really see. It's dark. It happens really fast.
If it is, they have the car at the house.
Yeah.
And if it's something like super important to her, she probably would have gone to find it.
Do you think at that point she feels like, well, if Jimmy's dead, we don't need it anymore. Yeah, I don't have to protect myself anymore.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So she's not wearing it when they do the resurrection spell, right?
No, she's not.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was looking, even in the car scene after he kidnaps them, I was looking to see if Jimmy possibly put it on himself to maintain control of her and the situation, because it does look like he had on multiple chains.
Right.
In the scene where he's strangling Gillian in the back of the car right before he passes out, and also in the scene where he's lying on the slab and they're doing the whole resurrection spell.
Right.
If that were the case, they could have very well possibly buried Jimmy with the tiger's eye on.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Maybe that's why he's still able to control her
Tag lock.
even in the afterlife. Yeah, even from beyond the grave. And maybe
Oh my God.
maybe that's why we never see it on Gillian again, because he had it on the whole time.
I have goosebumps right now.
It's hard to tell because like the camera flashes on and off, and like he's got them wrapped kind of like around his neck. It's hard to really see what he has on, but it looks like he has on a gold chain and a silver chain. And I think the tiger's eye, was that on the, I don't remember if that was on the gold chain. I think that was on the gold chain. So I don't know, maybe he put on the tiger's
I could see him doing that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he's getting buried, like right before he's getting buried, when he's like laying there in the rain,
Mm-hmm.
you could see something on his chest, like something chunky. And I'm like, what is that? So like, I don't know. Maybe it could be the tiger's eye.
All about the accessories.
But on the flip side, if Jimmy was not buried with the tiger's eye, the other scenario could be that Gillian did drop it in the front seat as he was pulling her into the back seat. And then maybe she just never went back for it. But in that case, she would have lost it again because Gary had the car towed for evidence.
Yes. Yeah. And if that was the case, he's given them the ring back. He might as well give back all the contents of the car too.
So I'm like, come on, girls. Like,
Gary. Oh my girls.
if he's not finding the belladonna, he's definitely finding that tiger's eye. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So either way, she lost this damn tiger's eye again.
That sucks.
So my question is, what happened to this tiger's eye?
What happened?
The rest of the film.
I don't know.
I thought maybe she would have been wearing it to the phone tree meeting or when Gary came to breakfast, because those seem like other situations where she would need to protect her energy,
Yes.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't even wear the necklace for the rest of the movie. The only other jewelry she wears in the entirety of the rest of the film is the belly chain to the phone tree meeting and one of those plastic 90s chokers and what looks like a woven friendship bracelet during the blood oath scene. But as far as an actual pendant necklace, the tiger's eye is the only thing she ever wears as far as a necklace goes, and it's only ever worn in the presence of Jimmy and nobody else.
Why don't we have a friendship bracelet?
Isn't that interesting? We need, you know what we need? We need the those Twin Peaks necklaces.
Oh my God.
Necklaces.
There's a restaurant down here. Do you guys have Twin Peaks restaurants?
No, you have a Twin Peaks restaurant?
So listen, it's not what you think. And I didn't know that until I went in there with my cousin because I was like, hey, let's go get food. I was like, oh, cool, Twin Peaks. That's a great show. It's not like that. It's like Hooters.
Oh,
It's like a sports bar.
I've never heard of that. I was hoping they monopolize or they franchise the Twin Peaks name and just like
That would be a great
Made-
aesthetic for a
the double R
restaurant.
diners, right?
Yeah.
And like have the best cherry pie, the best damn fine cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at the menus in that show? Like the specials on the board, they're fucking wonky as hell.
You start.
They had like rabbit soup or something on one of the episodes. I'm like, what the fuck?
This podcast makes you watch movies in a different way, doesn't it?
Oh my God. I'm like looking at every little
Just
detail.
sleuthing.
Yeah. And not to mention the podcast that I listen to, the guys that do the Talking Backwards podcast, they overanalyze everything in every single episode, like kind of like we do with the Practical Magic. So I'm just like, I'm looking at it from like a podcaster's perspective, and I'm just like
That's so
doing the
funny.
research with him. And I'm like, I have to see every little detail.
And you finally got to the episode where he arrives.
Billy fucking Zane has made his presence known in the Twin Peaks world universe.
All right. Do you remember what episode it was? What number?
It's in season 2. It's pretty late in season 2. This season 2 is like 20 something episodes alone, which is strange because season 1 was only 8 episodes.
Did you finish season 2 yet?
Not yet. We have one more disc. I think there's 3 more on the last, or 3 or 4 more on the last disc. So he made his presence known this past disc that we watched. So I don't know, episode 20 something.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he plays the love interest of Audrey, the daughter of Ben Horn, the owner of the Northwest, what was it called? That hotel, the lodge.
That's awesome. Okay, wait. Okay, friendship bracelets. We'll put that on the shopping list. And I thought I had something else about, the protecting your energies. Maybe we should have got the guy who wore the horns on the boat to have a tiger's eye on him so he could protect his energies and read both of our fucking tarots at the same time.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. What a banana. Do you mean those horns that you're wearing aren't doing anything for you?
I need to protect my
Oh my
energies. No,
God.
bro, I get it. This is for you. I had a great time.
All right. So yeah, what do you think about those theories?
I 100% agree that was protecting her when she was venturing out on her own. She probably, with her charismatic personality, was meeting a lot of people. And to me, she's very sensitive.
Mm.
Not just an empath, but she's very sensitive.
Yeah.
She always thinks Sally's like picking on her, right? So she's got to
Yeah.
protect her energies. And then I wonder how and when, before the Dunkin' Donuts, he would have gotten that necklace. Do you
Yeah.
think she took it off when she showered?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's on the other side. Do you think it's like selenite or something on the other side? I know you're going to tell me later, but I guess
Yeah.
water and tiger's eye are okay together.
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
And clear quartz are as well, I believe. I think that's what's on the other side.
Okay.
So she could have showered with it on. I don't know. We will never know how he actually had acquired that tiger's eye or how she lost it or at what point she took it off. But I am personally convinced, and that's just my own theory, that I think he took it away from her because he knew that it was protecting her, and he was like, I can't have this. I need to maintain all control over her at all times.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. It can't do its job if it's not, on her, right?
And we're going to come to find that the best way to use it is to have it on your person.
Yeah, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
I love it. It's so sad. So we think that either it ended up on Jimmy and he's buried and dissolved, or
it's in that
it's
car.
in the car and the
Yeah.
car's gone.
The car's towed. That's in evidence.
Mhm,
So I don't even know if she would be able to get that back.
Or do you think she did find it and it's just like rolling around in the bottom of her bag and she doesn't want to put it back on because it's full, like it's full up of the negative shit, and maybe it reminds her of him?
Maybe that's why she buried him with it, if she did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We see them roll up with Jimmy, like they're dragging his body into the house. I don't know if she would have had the mental capacity or even like the attention span to even divert to finding the tiger's eye, because they're so focused on what to do with this dead body now.
Right.
So,
yeah, I agree.
I don't know if she would have even thought to go back for it at any point. And because we don't see it on her for the rest of the film, I'm just thinking that it's gone. It's wherever it is, if it's buried with Jimmy or if it's taken with the car as evidence, I just think it's gone. I think we would have seen it later on in the film if it needed a purpose, and it doesn't anymore.
Right.
I think she wore it solely to protect herself from Jimmy.
I agree. I love that it got its own little spotlight.
Yes.
Like its own little spotlight, the only crystal magic. And it's
Right.
It's not said overtly, right? That it's like, this is magic. This is, I believe in crystals. Gillian was like, oh, I need this piece of jewelry. What does she say about it?
During the blood on the moon scene?
Yes.
She just says, blood on the moon, tiger's eye, I need to find my tiger's eye. Like she's just,
I'll be right back.
Yeah, she
Right.
doesn't-
And that's all she says.
Yeah, she doesn't
So
really
she doesn't
say anything.
say it used for protection or anything.
No, but I mean, I guess as a witch, or if you're into crystals or into like, studying things like that, you know that tiger's eye is mostly used for protection or, to
Right.
any kind of negativity.
Like, we know that and she knows that, but she didn't have to say that.
You don't have to say it.
And I love that.
And that's why it's a movie by witches.
By witches.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Until last night, until like I was like actually combing through the movie, specifically honing in on that tiger's eye, I never noticed that it wasn't in the rest of the film.
Me either.
Never noticed that. It was in Jimmy, 3 Jimmy scenes, and then it was in 3 Jimmy scenes and it was gone. So I'm like, that is no coincidence that it was only in the scenes involving Jimmy. She wore that specifically to protect herself from Jimmy.
Punching him. Punching him.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And I'm so glad we get to do an episode about it, because they don't have any other
No crystals.
any crystals, nothing. I know Sally wears that little black beaded necklace, but we don't know what it is. She wears it in quite a few scenes too.
Right.
But besides the aunts, who I'm sure are decked out in their chatelaines and their fucking spy glasses, monocles. They're decked out, but the girls are very simple 90s.
Right. Yeah. The 90s was all about the simple choker, the simple belly chain, the arm cuff, like, the simple jewelry. It
was quantity, not quality.
Yeah. I think we should do an episode on the jewelry. Maybe hone in on what the aunts are wearing, and
I know we have a fashion one we wanted to do.
I think it might be cool to hone in on all the jewelry. Because Carla's got on a lot of jewelry.
He does.
got the bangles on and the porcupine quills, and she's got all
Those are
the stuff.
sweet.
She's got all the accoutrements on her.
We're gonna talk about the books here in a second. Is there any mention of any other crystal stone magic in the books that you remember off the top of your head?
I looked up crystal and there wasn't anything like, well, I didn't look up specific names. I just looked up the term crystal, and anything crystal came up was like, oh, she put it in the crystal dish, or the crystal, like, it wasn't really relating to stones. I'm sure there's names of stones throughout the books, but I'm like, I don't know what to look up, right?
Yeah.
But Tiger's Eye does not have a place in the books. It's not mentioned in the books. Not in the books at all. It was solely a plot point for the film, it seems.
Okay.
And that's why I think they needed to add something to show how powerful Jimmy was, and that Gillian needed to wear something to protect herself from him.
Okay.
Now knowing that it doesn't show up in the rest of the film and that she only wore it in the scenes with him, that's what I think.
Okay. I think Pearl might show up in the books. I think there's mention in Practical Magic of like pearl earrings or something that Sally loses. So that might be the only thing, but
only other thing is the blue diamond has
the sapphire.
The sapphire that Maria wears. That's the only other thing in the book that I can think
The heart of the ocean.
Yeah, the heart of oh, man.
Beautiful.
I'm just like watching Twin Peaks and I'm looking at Billy Zane and I'm like, bro, you didn't even know the movie you were about to film right now.
You are about to blow up on the
Titanic
radar.
hadn't even like been filmed yet at that point. 1990
Wow.
1991 Twin Peaks came out. So he wasn't even a twinkle in the ocean.
He is devilishly handsome, that's for sure.
Oh my god. Yeah, like watching him and Audrey, like their little fling kind of start up.
You're like, damn.
I'm just watching the whole thing. Oh my god. And Audrey's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just like sitting there like, oh my god. It does get me a little red in the cheeks.
Yeah, I'm thinking about him right now.
They're both fucking hot. And I'm just like, you two
Audrey
together.
is very beautiful.
Yeah. So them two together, I'm just like, this is the match made in heaven.
I don't remember his character arc.
No. Oh, neither did I. Well, as far as the last episode, he said he was leaving, but I don't know if he left yet because Audrey was on a business trip and now she's supposed to come back to do Miss Twin Peaks, the pageant or whatever.
Side quests.
That's where I'm at right now. There's so many side quests in this show, by the way. It's bananas. If you really want to like go down a rabbit hole together and like pick apart a series, this would be it. This is the one.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
All right, we're going to jump into some science.
Yeah, so Zero mentions in the book, you heard my theory on the movie. Yeah, we're going to talk about the actual Tiger's Eye now. So crystals, there are no crystals in the books, but Joseph does include a lot of crystals in his deck, the Grounded by the Moon Oracle deck. He includes quite a few crystals in there, and as well as the Tiger's Eye. So when it's time for us to read our card today, I will read you the Tiger's Eye card.
In the eye.
In the eye. He did include a Tiger's Eye card, so we'll read that later.
Dope.
Anyway, do you want to take us through some science?
All right. So Tiger's Eye, also called Tiger Eye, is a chatoyant gemstone that's usually a metamorphic rock with a golden to red-brown color and a silky luster. And chatoyancy is composed of very fine intergrowths of quartz and mogonite. This elaborates a little more. So a chatoyant gemstone such as Tiger's Eye displays a striking opal effect. When illuminated, a thin line of light is reflected from tiny fibers within the stone. And as one moves the stone back and forth, the line of light also moves, creating a stunning shimmer across the stone's surface. The narrow band of light on the stone has the appearance of a slitted cat's eye. For this reason, chatoyancy is sometimes referred to as the cat eye effect. That is really cool. In fact, the term chatoyancy is derived from the French for cat eye. Chat, like C-H-A-T is cat, buoyancy. Okay, very cool.
La Chat Noir. Did you ever see that painting?
Yep. So as members of the quartz group, Tiger's Eye and the related blue-colored mineral Hawk's Eye gain their silky, lustrous appearance from the parallel intergrowths of quartz crystals and altered amphibole fibers that have mostly turned into limonite. So some other forms of Tiger's Eye. Tiger iron is an altered rock composed chiefly of Tiger's Eye, red jasper, and black hematite. The undulating, contrasting bands of color and luster make for an attractive motif, and it is mainly used for jewelry making and ornamentation. Tiger iron is a popular ornamental mineral used in a variety of applications, from beads to knife hilts. Tiger iron is mined primarily in South Africa and Western Australia, and tiger's eye is comprised chiefly of silicon dioxide, SiO2, and is colored mainly by iron oxide. Serpentine deposits in the U.S. states of Arizona and California have the chatoint bands of chrysotile, a form of asbestos fibers.
Oh.
Okay, that have been cut and sold as, quote, Arizona tiger's eye and California tiger's eye gemstones.
Do you think that she got that out there? Like it's an Arizona tiger's eye, the one that Gillian's wearing?
I think so. I'm really surprised they didn't do like turquoise.
Yeah.
Or something like more traditionally Southwest.
Yeah, but I guess, does turquoise have protection properties? What is turquoise used for, though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget. I have too much information. My brain doesn't sponge. Just a little more. It says the trade name petersite is used for a fractured or brecciated chalcedony containing amphibial fibers and promoted as tiger's eye from Namibia and China.
So some of the common sources of tiger's eye include Australia, Burma, India, Namibia, South Africa, the United States, Brazil, Canada, China, Korea, and Spain. As far as the cut, treatment, and imitation, gems are usually shaped and polished into round stones instead of faceted like diamonds. Red stones are developed by gentle heat treatments. Dark stones are artificially lightened to improve color using nitric acid treatment. Honey-colored stones have been used to imitate the more valued cat's eye chrysoberyl cymophane, but the overall effect is often unconvincing. Artificial fiber optic glass is a common imitation of tiger's eye and is produced in a wide range of colors. So some other types of tiger's eye, there's some interesting varieties of tiger's eye. Tiger iron is a unique mixture of tiger's eye, red jasper, and hematite. Hawk's eye is blue tiger's eye. Petersite is a mixture of tiger's eye and hawk's eye in quartz.
Hawk's eye must be so pretty.
Yeah. The first known use of tiger's eye. While various European gentlemen were busying themselves in their delight over first seeing tiger's eye along the banks of a river in the 18th century, it has been a stone prized by many cultures for thousands of years. It was a prized gem to the ancient Egyptians who saw in its shining bands the rays of the sun and therefore associated with their sun god. Pharaohs wore it as jewelry, signifying strength, and had it buried with them in their tombs to guide them in their afterlife because of its resemblance to an eye.
Oh, I like that. I wonder if it has, I didn't look this up. Are you going to say the same thing? Does it have ties to the Eye of Horus? Or that, yeah.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say pharaohs were buried with them in their tombs to guide them in the afterlife. The same way that I was thinking that before, why if Jimmy was buried with it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the mummy, Billy Zane.
It's always about Billy Zane.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it does have a tie to the Eye of Horus. I don't know. We'll have to dig a little deeper. So in ancient China, the tiger was an important symbol. The character for king being said to have been derived from the stripes on a tiger's face. Tiger's eye stone was carved into small tigers and believed to protect its carriers. Even Roman soldiers carried carved tiger's eye into battle as protection and to give them strength. Worn as symbolic jewelry, carried as protective amulets in Gillian's case, and guiding talismans buried in the grave. Could be Jimmy's case.
My God. Okay.
The tiger's eye stone has carried great significance for thousands of years. So, how is tiger's eye formed? Tiger's eye is a variety of quartz that is considered semi-precious. The formation of tiger's eye occurs when, what's this word?
Crocodilite?
Crocodilite? A blue asbestos forms in parallel veins and then transforms to iron oxides, which are then replaced by silica. While the composition changes, a process called pseudomorphism, the structure remains mostly the same, leaving the parallel veins intact, but colored with iron oxides. Hawk's eye or blue tiger's eye forms when the crocodilite is replaced by quartz without the transition to iron oxide. So a whole lot of science here.
Crocodilite sounds like a cereal.
Or like one of those drinks like Pedialyte, like
Yep.
powder drink or something.
Yeah.
Tiger's eye is rather plentiful and inexpensive compared to other semi-precious stones, and while most often found in South Africa, they can be found in many other places in the world. So tiger's eye is a material that is not an approved mineral species.
What's that mean?
The common name for a variety of quartz, which is chatoint because of subparallel intergrowth of quartz crystals and altered amphibial fibers that mostly turned into limonite. limonite, much used as an ornamental and lapidary rock. See also tiger iron. I don't know what that is. I guess another kind of stone. So crocodilite is a blue fibrous asbestiform sodic amphibole which occurs in the iron. Hold on a second.
Okay. Getting your dictionary out.
Coming back.
Put my glasses on.
He's coming back. Phyllis is here to deliver
Oh my
the science
God.
today.
Here we go.
Crocodilite is a blue fibrous asbestiform sodic amphibole, which occurs in the iron formations of the Transvaal supergroup in the Griqualand West region of the Northern Cape. Pseudocrocodilite is a chatoyant golden yellow fibrous quartz with included subparallel altered crocodilite fibers known particularly as tiger's eye, commonly interpreted as quartz pseudomorphous after crocodilite. Both the minerals were originally collected along the Orange River by German naturalist Martin Heinrich Lichtenstein in 1803, and first described scientifically by the German chemist Martin Heinrich Klaproth. End scene.
Okay. In 1811.
I just had to bring Phyllis back. I missed her. Phyllis, where you been, Phyllis?
Yeah, girl. She's busy.
She's been around the
That
world.
was funny.
A new interpretation of the origin of tiger's eye was recently given by Heaney and Fisher in 2003. Quote, tiger's eye is an attractive and popular gemstone that is ubiquitous in stores that cater to rock and mineral collectors. For more than a century, textbooks and museum displays have identified the material as an archetype of pseudomorphism. For example, the replacement of one mineral by another with the retention of the earlier mineral's shape. Our study has revealed that the textures responsible for the shimmer of tiger's eye do not represent pseudomorphic substitution of quartz after pre-existing crocodilite asbestos. Rather, we argue that tiger's eye classically exemplifies synchronous mineral growth through a crack-sealed vein filling process. End quote. That's a lot of science.
It's a lot of science.
In Levalent's account of his second voyage into the interior of South Africa, he describes arriving at a large river, the Orange, and finding pebbles along the beach on its banks. He says, I also saw one extraordinary stone, to which I cannot yet give a name.
Wait, I want to know what
year
this guy is from. I feel like you need to say this in like a Victorian accent.
God.
You go ahead while I look him up.
I also saw one extraordinary stone, to which I cannot yet give a name. It is as large as a nutmeg, has a varying splendor like the opal or a cat's eye, but is of a browner hue, with a gold-colored belt. It strikes fire with steel. Since my return to Europe, I have sought for such in vain in cabinets and among traders, but I have been able nowhere to meet with one. What? Neither the naturalist nor the jeweler knows it. This stone at present is in Holland, in the possession of one of my friends, Ry de Broekelwoord, and constitutes a part of his valuable collection.
Okay, now I need you to do that in a French accent.
Oh, I can't do that. You got the French on lock. I suck at the French.
Francois.
Oh, he's French.
Yeah, Levalent.
Okay.
Was a French author, explorer, naturalist, zoological collector, traveler, writer, and noted ornithologist. He described many a new species of bird based on birds he collected in Africa, and several birds are named after him.
Oh.
He's in the late 1700s, so we'll use it.
Okay. All right, so I found this little bit on this watercolor website. So if you go to greenleafblueberry.com, they are actually a painting site. They sell watercolors. They have a line of, I guess, tiger's eye watercolors, it seems. The name of the color is Japanese tiger's eye. So they give a little bit on how to use this tiger's eye watercolor, I guess.
It's a beautiful color.
It looks like they maybe it's like a gradient kind of wash. It looks like that's how they use it.
Yeah, they've shown the different hues, the different gradient, right, that it's capable of doing. It's very pretty.
They say when used as watercolor, tiger's eye handles beautifully. While the chatoyancy or dancing bands are sadly destroyed in the process of making pigment, tiger's eye still has some surprises. So I guess they really use the stone in this pigment.
Have you seen those videos? There's TikTokers that they'll crush up like makeup, and then they'll use the oil, they'll mix it, and they'll grind it up on their little glass table, and then they show you the palette color in watercolor. That must be how they grind up the stone or something.
That's cool. There's also there's a YouTuber. Do you follow Jana Yinton? She's a Swedish.
Yeah, I like her.
Her videos are amazing. They're like they're films. Her videos
They are films.
Yeah.
But her art too. Her
Her
canvases are crazy.
beautiful. She makes her own pigments out of the resources around her, like in nature. All of her art is very nature based, even her jewelry.
I love her.
But she crushes up stuff and she makes pigments to paint with, and most of her paints are her own pigments.
That's so
now.
special.
Yeah. So it's cool watching her whole process. But this says, I guess they use the actual tiger's eye and, crush it up and use the actual stone to make these pigments, this company. And they say it has a lovely golden brown hue that adds wonderful subtle warmth to color mixtures. It also has a slight granulation and even hints of variegation, especially in flat washes. Do you know what is variegation?
It's kind of like the stripes you would see on the stone. So like a variegated kind of like the stone itself has the stripes.
That's cool. Yeah, the smooth application, fine particle size, and willingness to disperse make it a very dreamy color to paint with. I wonder, does it say what this retails for? It's probably expensive.
Yeah, it did. This color is like the tan that you want in the summer. It's beautiful.
It's very pretty. So they give an example here of a flat wash of their Japanese tiger's eye. It is a rich color that disperses easily, hiding brush strokes in a wash. Note also the subtle granulation with darker brown particles. And you can see that it kind of looks like, when you put you turn the fineness up on a photo, like when you're like photoing, it's kind of that like grainy kind of texture. Okay.
Yeah.
So half a pan is $18. That's not that bad.
That's fucking expensive.
Well, how much is like a half, like a little,
like
little. Oh yeah, that is expensive. I thought we were talking like a whole tube, like like a tube of it.
I think this is a whole pan. Do you see how it's about an inch by an inch? So half of one of these.
Half of that?
Yeah.
Holy, that's expensive. Yeah, that is expensive. So basically, if you want to paint with this, you might have to not eat for a week.
Better know what you're doing.
Better know what you're doing. Don't fuck up. So the toxicity, tiger's eye has no known toxicity when used as a watercolor. And I find that interesting. Like, I was under the impression that they just like call this tiger's eye because it looked like the hue of a tiger's eye. But no, they really used tiger's eye stone in the process of making this paint. Like, it's actually, you're painting with tiger's eye.
That's so cool.
That
would be such a magical piece of art. God damn.
Well, like if we're talking about like magical inks, it would be so fascinating to do an episode on magical inks. Using special inks and reserving special inks for your grimoires and for any kind of like magical work you're doing in like, a book. It's just cool to like include little stuff like that and give like your incantations or whatever you're writing or inscribing in your grimoires. It just gives it that extra layer of like protection and like those magical properties of the stone. So it would be so cool it's really expensive, but save it for special occasions. Use it while you're making your grimoire and putting your grimoire pages together. Like
that's like a little secret. Like only you know what it was written with, right?
Exactly. Last summer I made ink out of the pokeberry. Yeah, I made pokeberry ink. And that was a really fun interesting process.
You were nice enough to send me a little printout. I saw it the other day because I was putting your Yule stickers in my book, and I was like, I forgot you sent those to me, so thank you. Those are cool.
Fresh batch this year. Maybe I'll send you a vial of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's very cool. It's like a beautiful.
I have a pokeberry bush. I just need to watch your video on how you did it.
I filmed it. I never edited it. I gotta put that together. That's one of the ones on my list that I'm like, I need to get this video out.
Okay.
Because it was such a cool process. It's very messy. You gotta do it outside. And they're also
hand-stained?
No, I used gloves. I used food prep gloves and then just disposed them when I was done. But just make sure if you're doing any kind of like work like that with poison, because they're poisonous berries. You want to do it away from your pets. You want to do it outside. You don't want to wear shitty clothes that you don't mind getting fucked up because it stains.
That would be so good for like a kind of like a left-handed magical working because it's a poison.
Because it's a poison. Yeah, exactly.
And it stains.
So yeah, it's cool to work with. I love the whole concept of magical inks. I just think they're fascinating. And yeah, nobody knows what your incantations and your magical spells are written with but you. And I think that adds a whole other layer of magic and that aura of malevolence. Mystical. Yeah, it's very mystical and it's got some mystery to it. It's fascinating.
I have been reading a lot lately, and anytime I've come across the word undeterred, which has been more frequently
You come across that word more than freak.
I hear your voice. I can't hear Jimmy's voice saying it undeterred. Undeterred.
Third by an aura of malevolence. So good. That's
good
probably my favorite episode to this day.
So funny.
Yeah. All right. So the light fastness of tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is considered very light fast, receiving its color primarily from limonite. Its coloring is very stable.
Okay, so it's not going to fade if it's in the sun.
Yeah. So in conclusion, while many watercolors overlook browns, they can make wonderful convenience colors and are an easy way to tone down the high chroma pop of modern synthetics when painting natural subjects. This is a color that continues to surprise me, and I am delighted to have it in my palette.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I gotta check out this. What else do they make?
Let's see.
Artisanal, handmade watercolors. Seashell, eggshell.
These are fascinating.
And I'm not positive if that's just the name. What else I got?
Yeah.
Opal, green opal. I'm wondering if these are all, I mean, it says handmade watercolor. I think they use a bunch of different stones. It's so pretty.
Mayan yellow. Yeah. Magnetite. Bright white, malachite. Yeah, if they're using tiger's eye to create pigments, I'm sure they're using other stones too, which is fascinating.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And they're on Instagram, Green Leaf Blue.
Yeah,
Is what they're under.
we'll link them in.
If you're an artist, if you're a fellow artist,
you're an artist and you want to paint with some badass crystals,
mm-hmm.
There you go. So 3 facts about tiger's eye. This is taken from Miku.com. This is a watch designer company that actually specializes in stone-faced watches.
Ooh.
They offer watches with different stone faces such as lapis lazuli, marble, black onyx, malachite, howlite, obsidian, sardonyx, and of course our stone of the day, the tiger's eye. And on their website, they have some information regarding each stone that they use in the creation of their watches. So here is some of the info on their website regarding the tiger's eye. And they get a lot into the lore, which I thought was fascinating, like a watch company
cool.
giving you all the backstory on like, you know, why they use these things in their watches. And I'm sure they do this for all of the crystals that I just mentioned that they use. But this is just specific to the tiger's eye. So it says Roman soldiers wore engraved tiger's eye to protect them in battle, and it is still used as a protective stone. Legend has it, tiger's eye is believed to assist in achieving clarity, aiding running a successful business, and tiger's eye is the planetary stone for Gemini, May 21st through June 20th. So do you use a lot of tiger's eye as a Gemini?
I don't, and we're gonna come up on it later, but I heard that it's more June associated.
Oh, okay.
Like June Gemini is more so than May.
Got it. So tiger's eye is also the accepted gem for the 9th wedding anniversary.
Okay.
Interesting. Me and Avi are coming up on like 7 years. So in a couple more years, we'll be able to gift each other some tigers. Holy shit.
All right then.
Some legend and folklore. It is said that Roman soldiers wore engraved tiger's eye to protect them in battle and is still used as a protective stone. Tiger's eye deals with issues of self-worth, self-criticism, and blocked creativity, and is excellent for people who are spaced out or uncommitted. That's interesting.
That's nice.
for Gillian.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe in a sense, she used it to protect herself from Jimmy, but then also it kind of like had that double-edged sword where it committed her to Jimmy.
Ooh, okay. I was seeing it more as like she knows her weaknesses and she was trying to harness something that would help her in the long run. Like for people feeling spaced out, maybe she wanted to feel more centered and grounded because this is a earth associated stone.
That makes more sense.
Maybe.
All right, so
she's a little airy.
She definitely is. Woo, she's out there. It differentiates between wishful thinking and what one really needs and assists in recognizing other people's needs. So some cultural associations. In some parts of the world, the stone is believed to ward off the evil eye. So some of the ancient myths of the tiger's eye. In the last seconds of its life, the prey of an attacking tiger is fixated on the dark spots on the back of the cat's ears. Resembling 2 intensely staring eyes, the prey is fixated, almost hypnotized by the intensity of this optical deception. Unable to break itself free from this spell, nature will take its turn. Holding up a tiger's eye into the sunlight, the intensity of the reflecting golden rays, its luminosity pulls in its viewers with a similar magnitude as its animal eponym. Gleaming like a cat's eye, the stone came to its name, tiger's eye. Scientifically, this so-called eye effect is found predominantly in metamorphic rocks, including silica crystals, which enable these rocks to reflect light. Often formed in brilliant bands, holding up metamorphic rocks against the sun, these bands seem to move when you look at them, comparable to the way the horizon starts to flicker on a hot day in the desert. Another desert analogy there. Tiger's eye fueled the imagination of mankind since it was first discovered by ancient civilizations. Mysterious, powerful, sumptuous, and warming are just some of the values attributed to it throughout time. Emphasizing the mythological significance and preciousness of the stone, it has always been attributed to the tiger. Historically, the tiger has been worshipped and respected as a godlike creature, powerful, protecting, and long before Disney changed the picture, as the true king of the jungle. Discovering its role in ancient myths, the tiger plays a central role, especially in Chinese culture. The tiger is one of the 12 zodiac animals fundamental to Chinese astrology. The characteristic markings on the fur of its forehead, forming the Chinese character for king, the 4 strokes, made the tiger the king in ancient Chinese tales. Along with the dragon, the phoenix, and the turtle, the tiger is part of the 4 Chinese mythical creatures. All 4 of them have been major motifs across Chinese architecture, art, and literature. In Chinese folklore beliefs, the tiger is protecting the good, guarding it from evil. Being a guardian spirit, tiger's eye has often been carved into amulets and worn to ward off bad spirits, protecting its wearers. In ancient Egypt, the beautiful bands of gold displayed by the stone were widely believed to be the rays of the powerful sun god, embodied by the tiger. Tiger's eye was regarded as one of the most prized gems of the Nile River Valley. Legend goes that the stone holds the power of midday sun, the hottest time of day, and symbolic of the peak of the life force. Therefore, pharaohs and other high-ranking aristocrats of the Egyptian court wore jewelry made from tiger's eye, believing it will give them vitality and strength. Beyond its strength, the stone represented the concept of the all-powerful eye. Didn't you say the Eye of Horus?
I did, yeah.
Is that the all-powerful eye?
I think so, because it's used on the dollar bill, like the Illuminati
Awesome
eye, I think is kind of synonymous with that.
Yeah. It represented the all-powerful eye, and it was a precious, sacred offering to include in the tombs of the pharaohs to help them navigate the afterlife. Not only early Chinese and Egyptians believed in the power of the tiger's eye, the stone played a central role in Greek and Roman mythology too. While the Greeks harnessed the power of tiger's eye in jewelry to strengthen their senses for focus and protection, the Romans wore amulets made from tiger's eye when going into battles. Seen as an embodiment of the tiger's eye character traits of bravery, strategic thinking, and patience, the Romans wore amulets of tiger's eye to fight off any fear, to protect them, and give enough strength with any battle. So there you go.
They probably still had the Witch for Hire on set when they chose that stone for her for this reason.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like I said, I don't think anything is a coincidence. There are no accidents. Everything is so intentional, more intentional than we think in this film.
You done it again.
It's very sneaky, Griffin Dunn, but yeah, and
We
Denise
appreciate
Kenobi and everybody involved in crafting such a fine piece of cinema history.
Yeah. Perfect. Keeps us talking, so we appreciate the
We've
content.
been talking for a year now. You shut the fuck up. And we still have more to tear apart, so here we go.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we have as far as the science goes. I couldn't really find a whole lot on this stone. I mean, it's a lot of the same repetitive information on a lot of different sites.
It is. I found a few things that we'll talk about when we come back as far as witchcraft and magic and zodiac and chakra and all that good stuff. So stick around for our favorite segment, and we'll be right back.
Hey, little witches! The Stinas here. If you've been listening to our podcast for a while, you would know how much we love using the Practical Magic Inner Witch Oracle deck by Grounded by the Moon.
And now we want to share the magic of Grounded by the Moon with you, our listeners. Joseph Benitez Egerton, the creator behind Grounded by the Moon, would like to offer this very special 10% off discount to all who wish to experience the magic of his Practical Magic themed tarot and oracle decks.
But that's not all. He also creates other divination tools like tarot workbooks, deck bags and altar cloths, pendulum kits, oil blends, cleansing sprays, smoke wands, teas, and ritual kits.
And let's not forget about his custom handcrafted all-natural soy candles, where every candle is hand-poured and personally infused and charged under the light of the moon. They even come with a crystal.
And did we mention all of the ingredients in the candles are ethically sourced?
All of Joseph's offerings are just so magical. So go visit groundedbythemoon.com and use the coupon code Magnolia Magic for 10% off your entire order at checkout.
That's MAGNOLIA MAGIC. So get your discount today.
Let me get that card out.
Let me get that. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, pow. Real quick, I just wanted to see what other stone cards there were. I know there was a rose quartz,
And I think a regular quartz.
and I think a clear quartz. There's amethyst. You have an amethyst.
I wonder why he included those if they don't show up in the film or book.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Did we ask him that in our interview? I don't remember.
Get to. No, Joseph, tell us your reasoning. Tell us why.
So amethyst, clear quartz, rose. There is a rose quartz. I think that's the last one until the tiger's eye.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Just those. But yeah, so the tiger's eye, the keyword on this card is balance. And really interesting. The illustration for this card, I'm wondering why he didn't use the replica design.
Interesting.
Right?
Maybe it's not trademarked, is it?
I don't think so, because there's people who are creating replicas on Etsy and selling them. So
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I don't know why he chose not to include the movie design in this card.
Maybe because it had a dual crystal on the other end. You didn't want it to be confusing.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, this is just a simple tiger's eye crystal point on a chain. This probably could also be used as a pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The keywords on this card are balance and stabilize. So this says, the stone tiger's eye brings balance, encourages you to bring that same balance into your life. Let go of those things that have become burdensome. Release your fear and anxiety. Uncloud your emotions and make clear decisions. Tiger's Eye is all about bringing the balance into your life and maintaining it. Know that life has its ups and downs, but when you maintain a healthy balance, things become easier. Take time to reflect and see where your energy needs to be spent. Tiger's Eye is also a great stone for increasing personal awareness. Carry the stone around with you to bring harmony and balance into your life. Tiger's Eye will encourage you to take action and make decisions. And the mantra is, as above, so below, as within, so without.
Beautiful.
Yeah, straight and to the point.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think she might have also been trying to find that balance of, her flightiness and needed to feel more grounded.
Yeah.
Very possible.
Balance
Thank you,
between
Joseph.
the West Coast and the East Coast, having to maintain a relationship with her sister, but then also be her own person and, go on all these adventures with these strange men, whoever she's meeting. Yeah, I think she definitely needed some balance and the protection for sure.
It's interesting that they, as children, were California kids. Then they went to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And now she went back that way. She probably did go back to California for a while, but ended somehow in the Southwest. But it's cool that there is a California tiger's eye and an Arizona tiger's eye.
That is right.
Might be a little special to her.
That is true. And it's pretty fiery, and she's a redhead, right? I don't remember. We talk about the correspondences of the stone.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember what it's ruled by? Is it ruled by fire?
Earthy.
Earth. Okay.
It does have associations with Leo, being a cat, a big cat.
Right.
But we do have some of that down below.
Okay, cool. Also, real quick, I just want to mention that Joseph did send us a nice chunk of tiger's eye.
I've been filling with mine this whole time, looking at it, because we're going to find out later how to tell if it's like a real tiger's eye. So, this is beautiful. Everything just moves right underneath the surface. It's very beautiful.
Yeah, he also sent us one in the candle, but I think mine sunk in the wax. So I have to light this again to get it out. It's like in there.
You should light it since we're doing the tiger's eye one.
Oh, I'll save it. I'll save it for a second.
Okay. Let's talk about its properties, its associations, the correspondences, all that good stuff. The tiger's eye is a powerful stone that aids in releasing fear and anxiety, promoting mental clarity, and grounding the energies of the sun and the earth. So probably really good for sun drawing. So you're probably right. It does have fieriness to it, but grounding that that Sagittarius spirit. Some healing properties. It's believed to heal the emotional body, mend broken relationships, bring insight into internal conflicts.
See, this is why I think she wore it to kind of keep the conflicts at bay when she was with him. And when it wasn't on her, that's when things always escalated.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explosive. Again, used for protection, like a protective shield against negative energies, helping to ward off the evil eye, and other malevolent forces.
forces.
It can be worn as jewelry, placed in the home and office, or used in meditations to harness its energy and connect with the grounding properties. We're going to go more in depth on this stuff shortly, but to cleanse it and recharge it, it's recommended to place it. You can place it in sun, you can smudge it, you can bury it. And one of the questions on this site was, can the tiger's eye go in the sun? Because some stones can't.
Yeah.
And this said that tiger's eye is a stone that is ruled by the sun and Mars. It is quite a hardy and dark stone, so it shouldn't have too much issue when placed in the sun. However, you should limit all crystal exposure to the sun to just a few hours to avoid dramatic shifts in temperature. You don't want that thing blowing up.
They could crack, right? They could.
Yeah, it probably could, huh? So just some additional uses. Supports learning and developing skills, aids divination, aids those seeking the truth and wisdom, provides security and protection, help avoid danger, foster confidence, foster strength, can aid in the recovery of that which is owed. Okay. Boosts inspiration, aids the flow of creativity, is useful for spells concerning luck and success, and provides a calming energy which can help overcome fear. So it's kind of like apple cider vinegar. It kind of does a little bit of everything.
So it's like kind of like clear quartz, then I guess that and tiger's eye go well hand in hand together, which is why I guess it's kind of like the double pointed charm that she has on. Because one side is the clear quartz and one side is the tiger's eye. So they're both kind of like the apple cider vinegar of the crystal world, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Traditionally used to ward off curses. It's a protection amulet. Once considered more precious than gold. Wow. The power and courage of the queen of the jungle. So I'm guessing like a queen tiger, queen cat. Yeah. Like when I think of like a king tiger, I think of Shere Khan from the Jungle Book.
Yeah. Wait, was he a panther or was he?
That was Bagheera.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know this. Tiger's Eye is nicknamed the Shapeshifter, which I think is cool. Yeah. The earthly, rich, and curious gemstone of the Tiger's Eye invites the wearer to embrace their inner strength, personal willpower, and to call on the powers of protection. Colored with golden bands, flakes of sand, and smudges of inky black and brown, there's no disputing the wild force and energy that can be found in this stone. Traditionally, the Tiger's Eye gemstone was carried as a protective amulet against the forces of evil. It was said to ward off curses and to keep the wearer safe from ill wishes. But beyond the powers of protection, the Tiger's Eye comes with a whole host of healing properties that we'll get into. From the big cat lands of South Africa, the Spice Islands and tumbling tea plantations of India, and the arid, endless outback of Western Australia, Tiger's Eye is mined in places where heat, dry air, and a sense of wilderness runs rampant. It is formed by alternating crocodilite, maintains its mineral-rich moods, and takes its golden orb color scheme from iron oxide. In the 16th century, Tiger's Eye was so rare it was considered to be an element so precious its worth was much higher than gold.
Wow.
The stories behind Tiger's Eye say that the Egyptians fell hard for the iridescent rays of Tiger's Eye stone. They believed that it expressed divine vision and would even use it as a stone to represent the eyes when creating great deities.
Creating great deities.
Oh, like icons, I guess?
Yeah.
Statues? Okay. It was also used as a protective amulet on breastplates of Roman soldiers in battle, and the origins of the gemstone's name are no accident and go further than the simple reference to the color scheme. The tiger is the true queen and king of the jungle, strong, courageous, and ever ready to pounce. That to me is Jimmy in the backseat.
Yeah.
He is the predator and Gillian is the prey.
Absolutely.
The spirit of the tiger is a reminder of the importance of primal instincts and accepting the shadow self to slink out of the jungle and stand in the light. It nudges people to accept all angles of themselves, from playful pose to predators and protector, because life is unpredictable and personal strength is needed to flourish. That sentence had a lot of P's. Jesus Christ.
Who wrote this? Penelope?
Yep.
That's a lot of P in that name too.
Penelope.
Penelope.
Yeah. So how to tell if it's a true tiger's eye? It should have a cat's eye effect when you hold it up to the light. Being part of the quartz family and being smoothed over, not faceted like a diamond, usually it's rounded and smooth, means that tilting the stone under the light should make that yellow band look like it's moving. And tiger's eye also has a glossy glass-like luster and a silvery hue when it's held up to the light. It should also be harder than glass. So that's how you can tell.
I'm looking at the
Yours
one Joseph's.
So beautiful. It's kind of trippy.
Yeah. It's just fun to like stare at it.
Mm-hmm.
I usually like to keep a piece of tiger's eye in like a travel bag or something, like if I'm taking a trip or like I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Like, have a piece with me. It's for a little bit of protection. It's so cool.
It's beautiful.
And this one feels nice because it's got a little thumb pocket.
It's a worry stone.
Yeah.
I love it.
So let's talk about the healing properties. So Tiger's Eye is an incredibly powerful stone with regards to crystal spirituality and crystal healing. Tiger's Eye is used by crystal healers to improve motivation, energy, and willpower, as well as to soothe, calm, and heal mood swings and strong emotions.
Jimmy,
Dude, I'm telling
he
you.
might have needed it more than she did, to be honest.
You're probably right. Maybe that's why they buried it with him. So we think, right?
Yeah.
So we think.
Mm-hmm.
So the balancing nature of Tiger's Eye makes it perfect for people struggling with indecisiveness. This stone provides the stability and intuition for good decision making. Tiger's Eye is also said to represent the all-seeing and all-knowing eye. Thus it is believed to help its users to find clarity and understanding during times of difficulty. Healing properties and benefits. Connected to both the root and the sacral chakra, the Tiger's Eye stone comes with a glut of glorious healing properties and benefits that help to balance physical and emotional well-being in one straight swoop. More than just a pretty face, the Tiger's Eye serves as a reminder to harness inner strength, to stand a little taller, and to stop sabotaging the self because all the light and love that is needed is already stashed inside. Instead of hiding away, the Tiger's Eye is all about bringing beautiful self-confidence to the surface. Take a look at the healing properties of the Tiger's Eye gemstone. So some of the physical healing properties. It balances the endocrine system, and it's good for seasonal affective disorder. Brimming with vitality and ever ready to pull someone out of a slump, Tiger's Eye is an amazing fortifier of the blood and exceptional at balancing out the endocrine system. For those who tend to feel a little sluggish or soaked in lethargy, the Tiger's Eye stone can use its fiery gold-brown chi to stir the pot and awaken motivation. Higher energy, a speedier metabolism, and a softer sex drive all help the hormones to fall into alignment, effectively bringing personal biochemistry back to the best level. For those who suffer from seasonal depression, the warm-blooded stone also holds the heat of the sun, helping to alleviate the weight of dark and dreary days. I like that.
I like that too.
I feel like I'm really motivated by the weather or unmotivated by the weather. I am so affected by what's going on outside my window. If it's a dreary day, I'm like, I'm sitting on the couch. I ain't doing shit. But if it's sunny, I'm like, let's go outside. Let's
Sure.
go do something. I want to do something. I need to leave the house.
I know that really can debilitate some people, the SADS,
Yes.
seasonal affective disorder. And citrine is another good one. But now that I know that this is good for this time of year, when this comes out, it's going to be the end of January. So even though we're getting into the light half of the season,
Still in the
it's
heart
still
of winter.
getting dark out really fucking early.
Yeah, it's still winter. And you know what's really depressing? Me and Avi were leaving the house the other day to go to New Year's Eve, and it was cold out. He was like, I'm freezing. And I was like, you know what sucks? Winter hasn't even officially started yet. This is just the beginning of it.
Yes.
So we got a whole other 2 months to go. 2-3 months. If you're on the East Coast in the north, it's pretty cold. Sometimes until mid-April, May. So yeah, emotional healing properties. It clears negative energy. It builds confidence, self-worth. It washes away negative energy. It digs deep into the root chakra. Lets self-confidence soar. This stone comes with plenty of emotional healing properties and helps the wearer to stay strong, centered, and connected to their core, regardless of the chaos that surrounds them. When feeling blocked, the energy of Tiger's Eye can also cut straight through that lack of motivation and help shift focus by encouraging a more active approach to life. I could use some of that. I'm just gonna keep holding on to this thing.
Good.
It's feeling nice in my hand right now.
Put it in your bra.
Yeah. By building that safe and strong foundation, directing energy in the right way, and soaking up the radiant, sunny warmth of the stone, those who make space for the Tiger's Eye in their life may find that new confidence carries them over and helps them to drive for success. As part of the healing powers, toxic energies are washed away, mental roadblocks pushed aside, and deepest dreams suddenly stop being visions and become well and truly in targeted reach. So I guess they help dreams become reality with inspired action, it sounds like.
Oh, I like that.
So Tiger's Eye can help to heal plenty of various relationships. Not only can it aid in positively overcoming low confidence to strengthen relationships with the self, but it can lend a hand when it comes to tricky emotional ties to finances and money. For those who struggle with self-worth and who roll up money woes in that, Tiger's Eye works to unravel those limiting beliefs and to clear away toxic energy around things in life that often serve to keeping people feeling secure. So as far as the chakras go, it clears the root chakra, and it enhances psychic abilities. enhances psychic abilities. Perhaps it even helps with astral projection.
Uh-huh.
Is what I'm getting at. So maybe if you use it in astral projection, it's not seen on her because she is in that astral projection.
She's like in the tiger's eye. She's in the eye of the tiger.
It's so meta, right? To be in the tiger's eye, but you're using the tiger's eye to do the thing. So tiger's eye serves as a supportive ally for individuals seeking assistance with their lower chakras, the root chakra, solar plexus chakra, and sacral chakra. But astral projection would be the higher chakras. So I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's true. But again, she needed to keep her physical body safe,
right.
grounded. She needed to be able to
Rooted.
come back. She stayed tethered.
Tethered, right? Yeah.
We're so smart.
I know. We need like a degree in practical magic. Like,
I know.
somebody make us a degree, like one of those certificates.
Yes, please. Somebody
a
do that.
doctorate, like a doctorate in practical magic.
I just want to make myself one on Canva now.
We should just do it and just like have it behind us so we look official.
Fucking funny.
A doctorate in practical magic.
We'll have to get somebody to sign it though, like somebody.
Alice Hoffman.
Well, yeah. Oh, you know where her signature is in the front of our practical magic books.
Dude, we know how to Photoshop. She's not going to send us a cease and desist, but she's going to sue us for forgery.
Yeah. Okay. I want one. That's the story.
I do want one. Okay, put that on our list of to-dos for this year. High priority. So without a secure base in these chakras, achieving comfort and assurance can be challenging. Known as remarkable amplifiers, tiger's eye stones have the ability to enhance psychic abilities. While they can be utilized to connect with the third eye and elevate spiritual consciousness, it's essential to recognize that tiger's eye primarily functions as an earthly root chakra stone. So they do have some connection with the third eye. So in essence, she could have used it to astral project.
All right then.
It's all connected. So specifically, tiger's eye resonates harmoniously with the root chakra, contributing to emotional and physical strength and security. When applied to the sacral chakra, it promotes increased pleasure, joy, creativity, intuition, and self-worth. Activation of the solar plexus chakra with tiger's eye fosters personal power and self-confidence in the user.
Very nice.
Tell us a little bit about Feng Shui.
The Feng Shui, I wish I knew more, but this is probably the base level of knowledge for me.
Base Feng Shui.
All right, so tiger's eye, renowned for its cleansing and protective properties, serves as an excellent amulet for fostering harmonious feng shui in both home and office spaces. Feng shui involves creating a balanced and serene environment through thoughtful space arrangement. In office settings, the tiger's eye enhances focus, provides insight into complex situations, and combats procrastination. Oh, I need that. That's why I keep it in my office. Okay, all right, cool. In the realm of home and feng shui, tiger's eye is valued for its ability to ground moods, attract good luck, and dispel fears, transforming the home into a secure refuge. To integrate tiger's eye with feng shui, placing it near the front door or a window acts as a protective amulet. For parents wishing to instill a protective aura for their children, positioning tiger's eye in bedrooms or nurseries is a meaningful choice. Tiger's eye embodies both fire and earth energies in feng shui, representing the balance of sun and earth, yin and yang. It inspires confidence, strength, bravery, and passion associated with the fire element, while also promoting stability, calmness, and grounding linked to the earth element. Strategically placing tiger's eyes, such as near doors and windows, especially the front door, is believed to provide protection from negative energies. In study or work areas, like on the desk, tiger's eye is said to enhance the focus, motivation, decision-making, and attract abundance and wealth. A lot of this information I got from a cute site called tinyrituals.com.
Yeah, I saw that website.
So cute.
I think I was pulling some stuff from there too. We're going to get into the zodiac now. This is Gemini, June, good for Capricorns and Leos. It's a match for those seeking a pinch of midsummer magic when it comes to their birthstone. Geminis will find great joy in the golden orb-like stone. As naturally creative people, this stone is great for helping shift imaginative blocks. It also helps fuel fine decision-making, perfect for the Gemini who sometimes sits on the fence waiting for someone else to make the right choice.
100%.
I don't know this person at all. Geminis are also known to be quick-witted and ready to talk, but at times can also feel restless and anxious in place. They command control but are free to go with the flow. This contradicting twin side to their personality is balanced out beautifully by the grounding and stabilizing vibes of this yellow-brown stone. Okay, I know you're like, I'm a May Gemini, but this sounds like you. This fucking sounds like you.
I'm down. I'm loving the tiger's eye.
So Capricorns and Leos can also make amazing use of tiger's eye healing balms too. Healing balm? Like a salve or something?
Maybe.
Make like a tiger's eye healing balm? The planet that is closely aligned to the tiger's eye is Mercury, bringing its weight and wonder. As often as the air sign needs the grounding force of Earth to keep them tethered, that's what you said before, rather than floating away in the winds of change, because Jillian's a fart in the wind.
Exactly.
There it is.
So we've had a few different associations with planets, like Mars for its fieriness, but also Mercury, which I think rules Gemini. So that's probably why they're tying it to Mercury.
The communication, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Air is all about that
I'm
communication.
so bad at communicating.
No, you're not.
I say a lot without saying anything. Sometimes.
You're hit or miss.
Okay.
You're like that twin aspect. Like sometimes
My brain just
feeling something.
outruns my mouth.
You
And
got
I've
the
already like gone through the scenario before my mouth can remember what my brain has thought of.
Okay. What's it called? What are those called? Those Chinese
Oh, like a fortune cookie?
yeah. Chinese proverb, ancient Christina Gemini proverb says.
Yeah. Put that on a meme.
Put that on a t-shirt. Put that on a fortune cookie.
Do you have any tiger's eye jewelry? I used to have a little necklace.
I don't
have it
any
anymore.
jewelry. I mostly just have tiger's eye like loose tumbled stones around my office, like in charm bags I have laying around. No, I don't have any jewelry. But
Okay.
but
That's what we're talking about next. I bet you when you get that little stone out of Joseph's candle, you buy one of those cages. You can put it on your keyring, in your car, hang it up.
Yeah. I like to keep them in like my purse.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always find like a tumbled like stone floating around on the bottom of my purse.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I'm so random like that. The only pendant or crystal that I've ever had, clear quartz obviously, and an amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two that I can remember, like growing up, like I had on regularly. Like I always had on my amethyst point. I always had on my clear quartz point, but I've never had a tiger's eye point.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I think I had my wedding ring is a moonstone.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I think I have a emerald necklace from high school, maybe, or something, because it's the birthstone.
Yeah.
But that was it. But back then I wasn't doing crystal magic. No, there's crystal stones floating around all over the place.
Yeah.
And now Aaron has them too. His
He
energy.
does. That's right. And so does Avi. Avi has his skulls on
That's
his
true.
desk. I told you the last time we went to Salem, not the time with you, but the time before that, we went into Hive and Forge, and he was like looking at all little skull like things, and he's like, "Help me pick out good ones for my office."
That's so cute. He needs a tiger's eye to help with, concentration, motivation.
I don't remember which ones he picked. I don't think there were any tiger's eye in those. I
Next year.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, we're gonna go back. We're going back.
The Salem countdown begins.
We're going back.
Okay. What I really want to go, I'm going to try to make it happen with, the finances.
Yeah.
I really want to go because there's so much more I want to go do.
I know.
But one of the most effective ways to make the most of this gemstone, this tiger's eye, is to keep them close to your skin. Did you put it in your bra?
Just rubbing it on my skin.
Oh.
This one feels nice. It's nice and
It's nice and smooth. Yeah. I bet you would, if you got two, it would feel really good on your eye socket.
Ooh, Christina, mail me yours.
Okay. Joseph,
Do
you need
think he
another.
has just these in his shop? Maybe we should both get another one and just that feels right.
Blast off.
Do you think these would like crack if you put them in the freezer or like in the fridge for a little bit and like just like make them cold?
Oh, they might not crack in the fridge.
That might feel nice, like in a hot bath, but your eyes are cold.
Yeah. It's supposed to be warming.
Balance. But if I'm in a bath, I'm not drinking tea. I'm drinking ice water because it's gonna help regulate that.
I'm drinking wine.
See, like if I'm drinking wine, I'm gonna fall asleep in the bath and then I'm gonna drown. So.
To drown.
Yeah, you know my fear. So.
Your pass out story is so scary.
I know, it's still traumatized me to this day. Anyway.
Gemstone jewelry is one of the best ways to absorb the powerful healing properties of various crystals, as the vibrations on bare skin directly feed into one's own energy source. Tiger's eye bracelets, pendants, and rings are all popular ways of sporting the stone. Perhaps the most effective comes from a bracelet or a ring, as it keeps the stone in the lower placement near your body, keeping it intricately connected to like the navel and the root chakras, where it works in the highest harmony. For those who have joint tension or broken bones, tiger's eye or black eyes, tiger's eye can also lend a hand thanks to its healing properties. Stones can also be used for mindful meditation and manifestation practices, along with being placed on an altar to ruminate over personal spiritual practices. And one of the best ways to activate your tiger's eye is to wear it close to your body. This is why tiger's eye jewelry is so popular. It is also good to have direct skin contact so that the stone's vibrations and your own vibration can sync up. Another way to activate the tiger's eye is to hold it or place it on the lower chakras and mindfully set your intention.
All right, so we're going to tell you how to cleanse your stones and your jewelry. Can you cleanse tiger's eye with water? And the answer is yes. Tiger's eye is a strong and durable stone and can be placed in water. It has a hardness of around 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, M-O-H-S, meaning that it can tolerate water and other elements. It can also be placed in salt water, although it's not recommended to have any precious stone or crystal in salt water for long periods of time. So you can also charge it by placing it in the earth. As an earthly stone, tiger's eye loves to be charged by Mother Earth herself. You can bury your tiger's eye in the soil to let it root back to its center. You can also place your tiger's eye in the presence of other crystals known for their charging powers like selenite or clear quartz, and leaving your tiger's eye in soil or moonlight will also charge it. And maybe that's why... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe that's why Gillian had the duality in that pendant. She had the tiger's eye and also the clear quartz, so it was like self-cleansing itself constantly.
Yeah, always recharging itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what you were going to say?
Exactly what I was going to say.
There you go.
Our brains.
I know.
So synced.
We're the same person.
Mm-hmm.
So as mentioned, tiger's eye is an amazing amplifier and exceptional when it comes to mopping up toxic energies. To keep the tiger's eye in tip-top shape and humming at the highest level of its vibration, it's important to keep the gemstone cleansed and clear from a buildup of negativity. Regularly cleansing gemstone and birthstone jewelry keeps them fresh, fabulous, and ever ready to work their magic. One of the easiest ways to cleanse the tiger's eye is to simply place it in water and let it sit. If you want to add a dash of soap, this can also help to gently strip the stone of negative buildups, keeping it clear and ready to work its magic once more. For a really deep clean, connecting tiger's eye back with the earth is also a good solution. Whether it's burying it someplace safe for a night or placing it beneath a favorite tree, the idea is to let it root back into the earth and find its strength again. Some people like to leave their precious stone out beneath the light of the moon to naturally cleanse them. The moon always works its magic with gemstones by infusing the stone with strong spiritual properties and power once more. Cleansing gemstone jewelry and crystals is best done after each energy-rich meditation, or if wearing it casually on an everyday basis, cleansing a few times a year will keep it potent and perfect. So let's talk about how to program a tiger's eye, because it's kind of like a pendulum, right? You kind of have to program it for it to do its job or to work at the most potency.
Yeah.
So program your tiger's eye by holding it in your receiving hand, which is your left hand, if you are left-handed or right-handed. Then focus on the stone and fill it with good energy. And be very clear about your intentions throughout the program process and visualize what it would be like and feel like if your dream was obtained. Say aloud what it is you want the crystal to help you with, continue to wear the stone or keep it close for several days or more. And just to sum it up, how to acquire it. When looking for a true tiger's eye, remember that tilting the stone under the light should make the yellow band look like it's moving. Cleansing it, you can cleanse with water or place it in the earth. Didn't we just read this?
Yeah, but I think it was kind of floating around. The information was floating around. So when you get your crystal, the first thing is like you get in your crystal, you bring it home. What should you do first? We're going to cleanse it first because it's probably dirty. People have been picking it up.
Right.
And then we want to activate it. So this is just like a boom, 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 little cheat sheet.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So acquire it, cleanse it, activate it, and then it's ready for use. And then cleanse it again, right? Like cleanse it after you used it. Because it's like if you wash your car and you have that dirty sponge, you're not going to use that dirty sponge again.
Exactly.
You know, you want to
put it away.
Want to wring out that sponge. You want to, clean it real good and like make sure it's nice and dry and put it in a nice place before you use it again. Or, if you have I have a selenite disc. So sometimes I like to keep crystals on the selenite disc.
Yes.
I also have a selenite tower that I like to keep other crystals around. And
that's a good idea. Yes.
I have a lot of selenite over here. So let's talk about tiger's eye in dreams, because we talked about the tiger's eye being closely associated with the root chakras and the sacral chakras, but it also has a tie to your third eye, right?
Okay.
Maybe even your crown chakra. And those chakras are the ones that are more on the spiritual plane, dreams, astral projections, other spiritual dimensions. So tell us about Tiger's Eye in dreams.
This is written by The Messenger on dreamsdirectory.com. Dreams about Tiger's Eye stone signal some miracle. You have high expectations of others. You need to restore balance in your life. This dream is about how you are currently dealing with your feelings and expressing your emotions. You are able to keep your aggression and strength in check. Tiger's Eye stone represents true friendship and faithfulness in love. You are involved in some sort of conflict. This is kind of all over the place. You are completely secure about your status and position in life. Your dream represents hope, a new perspective, and positive outlook on life, no matter how difficult your current problems may be. You need to take a deep breath and face up to the challenge. Tiger's Eye stone in dreams is a portent for fame, glitz, and glamour. You are able to handle whatever issue or problem that comes your way. You have come to an understanding or compromise regarding a situation. Your dream is a signal for something vulnerable, pure, and innocent. Something old is passing and something new is entering into your life. Dreaming about Tiger's Eye stone means a new relationship, fresh beginnings, or possible marriage. There are many opportunities for you to get ahead in life. You are growing emotionally. The dream is a clue for some important information that is about to be made known to you. Perhaps you are feeling ambiguous about your acts. Tiger's Eye stone represents some permanent change in your life. You are feeling frisky and playful. Somebody or something is affecting your thinking and clouding your judgment. The dream is an indication of your openness and how you communicate with others. There's the Gemini. You have found yourself in a sticky situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot here.
Well, the messenger ain't no Brasidia. She's like short and quick, right? She's like 3
Okay.
days. 3 days. I give you 3 days, and all your dreams will come true.
Okay.
Like,
Do you want to do the comments? What was this?
Yeah. So there were some comments under this article, as well as the responses from, quote, the messenger. I want to know who
Okay.
this messenger is. It's very ominous. So this messenger has interpreted some of these dreams for some of the people who have commented here. This first one is from a user named Lindsay. And Lindsay says, I guess this was her dream. While out on a date with a guy, I had the Tiger's Eye necklace in my purse. He was older. He took me home. I put my things up and I lay down. About 30 minutes into my sleep. Oh, okay. So that wasn't the dream yet. So about 30 minutes into her sleep, she says, I dreamed of my great grandma taking the crystal, cracking it, and blowing it into my face before I can even ask her what she was doing. Yeah, what?
Savage.
Yeah, that is savage. She didn't give me a chance to ask anything. She just blew the crystal in my face. It was so powerful that I jumped in my sleep. Then I saw myself letting out bad energy in the dream. So the messenger replies with an interpretation, and they say, Dear reader, your dream is a message for preparation, suffering, and personality. This dream expresses you. I'm picturing the messenger like the Wizard of Oz, like just like this like echoey
Floating face.
floaty voice, yeah. Dear reader, your dream is a message for preparation, suffering, and personality. This dream expresses you to prepare a trip or establish a contact with the foreigner that involves an income. You may suffer from the consequences of an issue. Some aspect of your personality is hindering your progress or expression.
Damn.
End quote.
Enzine.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And then a user by the name of AM posted their dream, and they said, I dream about going to an old-fashioned mall, then every customer or seller, they say I forgot something. They will give it back to me. It was a Tiger's Eye stone bracelet. I said it wasn't mine because I'm wearing my Tiger's Eye stone, but they insisted. It happened 2 more times in a different situation in a dream. So I guess they dream about Tiger's Eye frequently, about mall vendors telling them they forgot something? I don't know.
All right.
But then the messenger, here comes the messenger, replying with an interpretation. Dear reader, your dream denotes life, overlooking, and patience. This dream hints you are deviating from your original life path. You are overlooking the little details needed to obtain your goals. With patience, you will find answers to your questions.
Okay.
So ominous.
This is also very fortune cookie.
Yeah, very. Yeah. So go comment over on the messenger. Tell them if you've been dreaming of Tiger's Eye, and they will
They'll tell you what it means.
tell you the fortune. Yeah.
I didn't think Brasidia would have anything.
Oh, does she?
I was wrong.
She always comes through.
Coming through. Here we go.
Coming through.
If you dream about tiger's eye, this one's a little lengthy. It's about paragraph length. Okay, it says, this is the perfect cycle to open up and unleash yourself in order to live life to the fullest. Rid yourself of any burden that keeps you from moving in the direction you want to move. You will be able to focus on and pinpoint the reason you are unable to be the person you have the potential of being. This is the perfect time to rid yourself of all hangups that keep you from experiencing life to the fullest. You will have the courage to move ahead. You are headed for a brilliant future and will be able to indulge in those things that will bring you more joy and emotional fulfillment.
Wow.
This one does not have a timeline.
There's no time. There's no timeline there. I'm surprised at her.
Yeah.
She's usually like 3 days. Done deal.
She's usually pretty spot on. I don't know. I don't know about her in this one.
All right. She had a lot to say about the tiger's eye. We're going to talk now about some products. Only one product. This is the only one that I really found. You can get tiger's eye pretty much anywhere, really, any crystal shop. But the one that I want to talk about today is the replica of Gillian's tiger's eye necklace that she wore in the film.
Tell me about this reproduction.
There's a popular one that was for sale on Etsy by the creator named Luna Moon Gothic. We will link their shop in our show notes. Unfortunately, I just looked and the item is out of stock. It's uncertain whether or not they plan on restocking, but I have a feeling that they will because it seems like a very popular item. And they sold a lot of these. They have a lot of reviews of these. And their most recent review is like this past month.
There are 149 pages of reviews. Just for this item.
So I think they're planning on restocking. I feel like there's a good chance that they will, but they just probably sell out so fast because there's so
7,936 reviews. Jesus Christ.
It's
so pretty.
They sold a lot of these.
Wow.
But just here's a little information about their replica. There's a picture right here. You could see it on our notes. And if you guys go to the link in our show notes, you will also be able to see the photo of the out of stock item in their shop. Hopefully they restock it. It's really cool.
In their reviews, they included photos of the people who bought it, photos of them wearing it. It is big. That
It's
thing's
big.
like,
Is it bigger than the one that she has on in the movie, or is it like, do you think it's the same size?
it's
to scale?
probably the same size.
Even the one she wore in the film is pretty chunky. And my friend Heather, I told you, she bought a replica. She brought, I don't know if it was from this seller.
Okay.
I guess it would be. It was the only one that I could find, but I don't know if there was, she bought it a while ago, so I don't know if it was a different person creating them.
Okay.
But this is the only one that I was able to find recently. So this was a handmade item that was listed on Luna Moon Gothic's shop on Etsy. It was listed for $85 and shipped from Salem, Massachusetts.
No shit.
Yeah, so I guess they're from Salem. So
Okay.
that's pretty cool. The materials used are clear quartz on the top and tiger's eye on the bottom. And the pendant measures about 3 inches tall by a 1/2 inch wide and comes on a 20-inch long chain. And this item uses real stones, not prop stones. So the seller notes, genuine grade AAA crystals and stones. These are the highest grade stones available for purchase. These are real stones. I import these for you to have the highest quality product. Pendant made with copper. We then apply a thick electropolated gold finish. The stainless steel chain is 20 inches long and is accurate to the film. This is a replica. We do not customize the chain. This is a finished product. The stones are already set. It's already packaged. The pendant is made with natural quartz, crystal, and a natural tiger's eye, Swarovski crystal components, and a gypsy bell. So I don't know if you could see the little Swarovski crystal it's like embedded in the base of the clear quartz point.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they also include a little gypsy bell on there as well.
Nice.
And there is a reason for that. So we'll talk about their intentions for each stone in a second. But they also say they are lead, cadmium, and nickel free, so they don't contain any harmful chemicals or substances. This is kind of the reasoning for including each, I guess, property, each stone. Tiger's eye is a crystal with beautiful bands of yellow golden color throughout. This is a powerful stone that helps you release fear and anxiety and aids in harmony and balance. It stimulates taking action and helps you make decisions with discernment and understanding and unclouded by your emotions. So the clear quartz was included because it's considered a master healer. It's said to amplify energy by absorbing, storing, releasing, and regulating it. It's also said to aid in concentration and memory. Physically, clear crystals are claimed to help stimulate the immune system and balance out your entire body. And what we were saying before, it's kind of the apple cider vinegar of the crystal world, right? You can really use clear quartz for anything. And if you don't have a crystal that you really want to work with on hand, you can use clear quartz as a substitution for that or in place of that stone. So it's pretty much good to use for anything. And did it say it was self-cleansing? We were saying that before.
Yeah, with this replica, probably, because you have the dual.
Right. So having those two together kind of helps keep that thing fresh, right? Yeah. And they included the bells because bells are a feminine symbol of creative force. They are used to invoke a goddess of the four elements, and evil spirits actually hate the clear sounds of high-pitched bells.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you flip the bell over, also, it's kind of the mortar part of the mortar and pestle. It's the vessel.
Yeah. So if
The
you're
vessel
going
with the
to
pestle.
into the vessel with what?
Have you ever seen Court Jester? It's a very old movie.
No.
The vessel with the pestle holds the brew that is true. It's a great movie. You should check it out.
No, I never heard of that.
All right.
The vessel with the pestle?
Go for it. I'm gonna stop interrupting.
No, I was gonna say, if you ever go into a room with some stank ass energy, just ring a bell, right? Ring
Absolutely.
some bells. Sage, ring a bell. I told you when Avi's office was like kind of like the catch-all for like all the junk around the house before it was his office. It was just a junk room, and we had the intention of making it his office for the longest time. It just kept getting put off, and for some reason or another, it just felt just like stagnant energy every time I walked in there. So when we made the intention, we did our bay leaf burning spell. Was it not last New Year's? Maybe it was last New Year's, and we almost burnt our house down.
Right.
We set the intention to cleanse that room, and I went in there and I did the whole sage thing, and I clapped, and I just cleared the stagnant energy. I didn't use any tiger's eye, but
No.
cleanse the energy. So yeah, use the bells, use your hands, stir up some sound, just
Getting those negative entities out of there. You're punching them.
yeah, just cleansing that energy and kicking up the dust and just getting those things in motion.
Stagnation.
Stagnation is not our friend. All right. So there are actually 594 reviews for this item.
Okay. I guess I saw that. I thought there were way more. Maybe it's the store, but when I clicked on it, it was like 7,000.
They have overall over 1,000 reviews, but for their overall store. For this item, there are 594, which is still a lot. That's a lot. A lot of reviews for one item. And that's just like probably just the people who have reviewed the item. Think of all the people who bought this product that didn't bother to give a review. So they probably sold even more than that.
Yeah.
So the most recent reviews are from this past December 2023. So the seller must have done a batch for the holiday season and then sold out. So hopefully they are planning a restock soon because these are just beautiful. And a lot of the reviews claim that the replica is a very close match to the one that Gillian wears in the movie. And the seller has all positive reviews, and they come from Salem, Massachusetts. So you might be getting these from a real practicing witch.
Exactly. Even better. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, and they probably create these with all that energy going on in Salem and
oh my god,
coming out from Salem. So yeah. On August 18th, 2023, Guinevere of, was that say Catania?
I just wanted to post this so you could see the sizing.
She looks like
Gillian.
She's got some cosplay going on. She's got the Gillian haircut, the red hair with the fringe bang. She's got the snake tattoo. Do you see her?
Oh, she drew it on.
She drew it on. She's got the green velour dress on and her beautiful tiger's eye pendant, which interestingly enough, when she wears that green velour dress, when she goes downstairs to meet Gary, she does not have that tiger's eye on.
How about that?
How about that?
I'd like this picture. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this picture.
Yeah, so that is all I have for today on the tiger's eye. This one's probably going to be short and sweet.
I love this even more now that I know more about it. All I knew before was like, it's protection.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Blood on the moon. It's protection.
There's a lot more lore that we haven't even touched on, I'm sure, because it was such, like we learned, it was such a prominent stone with the Egyptians, in China, the Romans, the Greeks, like they all used the stone for something over the course of history. And it's just a stone that's withstood the test of time because it's just so beautiful. And if you are a cat person, you're going to want to get you one of these stones.
That's right. Joseph, send us another one so we can do a little facial.
They're like Coraline's and Punky's eyes. Literally Coraline. Remember did you ever see Coraline the movie when they put the buttons on the eyes?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
This coloring though reminds me of your Coraline a little bit. Like
Yeah,
she's darker, but she's like goldy.
Beautiful eyes. And Punky's are more
Not her eyes, her body.
or her body. Oh yeah, she's got that like obsidian. She's like a ginger cat, but like with like a sleek of oil, slick black on top. Have you ever seen an obsidian stone in the sunlight?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Did I ever tell you the story of how me and Avi got scammed in Mexico?
No, what
With the
the
obsidian? Yeah, so we were on a cruise, right? And we did a bus tour. Where were we? Cozumel? Yeah, Cozumel. And our tour guide is like, telling us all about this legend of this obsidian cartouche and how the Mayans used the cartouche to like tell the stars
Gods or whatever,
yeah,
yeah.
some story. And how they would free dive into the ocean down in like the Gulf of Mexico or whatever. They would free dive down to get this obsidian from the depths of the ocean or whatever, right? And he would explain what the obsidian did. And I had never seen an obsidian stone. I've never even heard of obsidian before in my life. So I was like fascinated. I was like, what? Crystals? What?
Mhm.
So we're listening to the story, and he's like telling us the story as we're rolling up to this gift shop, right? And he's like, and in this gift shop, you can buy your very own cartouche with your initials on it. It's beautiful obsidian, and then in the sunlight, it turns to gold. And the Mayans, he told us like this ancient legend of the Mayans, and like I'm sure it's a real legend, right? But
Okay.
the item that they sold us was not real obsidian because it was like a $50 necklace. It's called a cartouche, and
Right.
it has Mayan symbols on it, and those symbols are the letters to your name or whatever you want to spell out. So I spelled out Juss, my name, Juss. So I just got the symbols on a little pendant, a little black quote obsidian pendant, and they have to inlay these like I guess metal little Mayan symbols into the quote obsidian. You have to put your order in, you fill out the little form, you tell them what letters you want on the thing, okay? And then you go in the gift shop, do your shopping, and then you come back like maybe half hour, 20 minutes later, and then you can pick it up and purchase and buy it. So me and Avi both got one made. We're all excited to have our obsidian cartouche, and we take it back to the hotel or the boat because it was a cruise. We get back on the boat, right? So like it wasn't even somewhere we could have returned to because the boat is going somewhere else. the next fucking day.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
Nobody, you can't return it, okay? So we spent $50 a pop on these cartouches, and we're looking at it in the light trying to see the gold because on the whole bus tour he's like telling us about how the obsidian turns gold in the sunlight and it's this magical process and it looks so cool. And I'm looking at this thing, and I had bought an obsidian turtle at the gift shop, right? And this obsidian turtle, the turtle was gorgeous. It was turning all sorts of like golden flecks in the sunlight, and I'm looking at this fucking cartouche that I just spent $50 on.
Yeah.
And there's no friggin' gold in this thing. And I'm like, this thing is like onyx. This thing is not obsidian. I don't know what the fuck they sold us, but we just got scammed.
Oh, buddy.
We got
Could have been
scammed.
worse. Yeah.
But I mean, it's cute. It's a pendant with my quote name on it in Mayan hieroglyphics. So I mean, I guess for that aspect and just the story alone was worth its weight in gold. But
So funny.
it's not real obsidian. Hello.
Oh man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was so
It's a
funny.
bummer.
Me and Avi were just like, we fucking got duped. We got fucking duped. We were so enthralled in that story, that tour, and like, he was great at his job because he pulled the wool over our freaking eyes.
Good for him.
What the hell?
The only silver lining.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
We
It's
got
probably a
great
cute
story
necklace
out of
though.
It is a cute necklace, and it's got the Mayan hieroglyphs on it. So in that aspect, it's still cool to wear. But I'm like, it's not real obsidian. It's not the real thing. Don't tell me it's friggin' obsidian if it's not
Sucks.
obsidian.
Sorry. Now you know a little more what to look for.
Exactly. Yeah. Next time, anytime I pick up something that's quote obsidian, put that thing up to the light right away and see if it turns gold. If it doesn't turn gold, it's like onyx or jet or something. It ain't
Okay.
it ain't real obsidian.
Okay, I'll have to remember that.
Obsidian turns gold in the light. It's kind of like, it kind of has like a tiger's eye kind of effect to it.
Just hold up all my crystals.
But yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man?
That's a bummer.
Anyway, that's the nice ending to this episode. I don't really have much else about tiger's eye, but I
This
thought
was
that
great.
story.
No, thank you very much. This is awesome. I appreciate my tiger's eyes much more now.
Yeah, and I want to go see if Joseph has these little rubbing tiger's eye stones on his website because I want to get another one so I can do my little
Pop it on your eyes.
eye treatment. I'm gonna put it in the fridge for a little bit. It doesn't have to be the freezer, but I'm sure they'll be fine in the fridge for like 20 minutes.
You could run it under cold water.
Ooh,
a little bit.
Yeah, and that'll also cleanse it as well. The running of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had COVID like a couple years ago, I have a jade roller. It's a rose quartz roller. I was putting it in my freezer and letting it like get really cold, and then I was rubbing it on my face because it felt so good on my sinuses and like
Yeah.
just felt so
Ugh.
good on my
That
face.
must feel amazing.
Cold.
Ugh. And then spray it with some rose water after.
Trader Joe's, man. Trader Joe's has some pretty decent beauty products. Like they have great rose water, and I've been using their lemongrass body oil after a shower just to put the moisture back in my skin because it's been so freaking dry here.
We've come full circle.
I know,
Back to
yeah.
Trader Joe's.
Anyway.
That's what we have for you.
If you guys do want to support the podcast on Patreon, you can support us for as little as $1 a month. That's our seedling tier, and that gets you access to our patron-only polls where you get to weigh in on what topics you would like us to talk about next. It also gets you our monthly calendar so you can see what topics we have coming up for the month, and it also gets you a welcome shout out on the show. Our $3 Lavender Bud tier gets you our show notes for each episode in an aesthetically pleasing PDF, our after hours posts, if there's any extra tidbits or behind the scenes info pertaining to any of our episodes, we'll post those along with a blog post or extra photos, and access to our specially curated Spotify playlists. We have created playlists for our WMSR episodes as well as Production Dream playlists for each song episode, and more. Our $5 Lilac tier gets you access to our private Facebook community where we host a monthly live stream. Plus, you'll get access to our Discord server where we host our monthly watch parties. And also on the Discord, you can join in on the discussion with other Magnolia Street neighbors via the various interesting channels and threads. And then here's the $8 Rose tier. This gets you access to extra audio visual content such as a once a month full-length video episode, unlimited bonus videos, uncut footage, cutting room floor footage, bloopers, outtakes, meditations, exclusive interviews, and old home videos from the vault, or spell or ritual videos, and more. It also gets you bonus content to coincide with our song-episodes, such as full-length demo streams of our original Practical Magic inspired music, plus lyric sheets, guitar chords, and original scratch demos, or bonus video performances of our songs and more. Lastly, we have our $15 Wisteria Vine tier. Just like a twisting Wisteria Vine, there's a way for you to stay connected with us, the Stinas. In this tier, we invite you to join our private Marco Polo video messaging app. The app is totally free for both Android and iOS. Sign up with your phone number or email, and we will help you do the rest. This is a great way to chat with each other in a more intimate group setting, face-to-face via video recording. We love to show each other our pets, our gardens, or anything else you'd like to share. And just a reminder that the higher the tier you sign up under, the more rewards you get, because you get all of the rewards of the tiers below it. You can upgrade or downgrade or even cancel at any time. So to support the podcast, head to patreon.com/Magnolia Street Podcast.
Yeah, and there are additional ways to support us and our podcast that don't cost you any money. If you do listen on Spotify, please give us a star rating. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a written review. We love sharing those on our Instagram. And if you're on Instagram, we would really appreciate any reposts or blurbs about our podcast. And make sure to tag us at Magnolia Street Podcast in your feed, posts, stories, and share us with your Practical Magic loving friends. We also have merch over on our Teespring. You can find that link on our Instagram under our Koji links. It's in our bio. And we're going to try to somebody make us a PhD in Practical Magic, please. a little sign. That would be great. Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. Not for today.
Wonderful.
Again, if you guys want some awesome merch that includes Tiger's Eye, go hit up groundedbythemoon.com because Joseph's got some awesome Tiger's Eye products over there. I'm about to go check out his shop again to see if he has more of these tumblestones that are available loose for purchase because I want another one for my other eyeball.
Okay, good. Fantastic. We're Magnolia Street Podcast everywhere, and you can email us, magnoliastreetpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
For any inquiries.
Send us some emails. Send us some love. We haven't gotten any love lately. We're sad.
Yeah, man. I know holidays are kind of busy for everybody, but we need a little visit on Magnolia Street too.
We need a pep in our step, so come blow some smoke up our ass and tell us that.
You guys make that happen.
And we need some more reviews over on our Apple podcast. So if you guys do listen to us on Apple Podcasts, and we know there's more of you at this point than our Spotify listeners, so go give us a review. What are you waiting for?
And with that, I'm Christina.
I'm Justina.
We'll see you next time.
At the house on Magnolia Street, would you go down to Magnolia Street where the wisteria grow wild? At the house of magic and mystery, so would you go down to Magnolia Street?
That'd be like watching a porno together. So weird.
All right.